Have you ever caught yourself overthinking, replaying the same thoughts again and again, wondering, why am I like this? Or why can't I stop worrying? Well, what if I told you the problem isn't your thoughts, it's believing that every thought you have is true? That's the powerful message behind the book Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen, a book that shows how our mind tricks us into suffering and how to finally break free. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll start seeing your thoughts and yourself in a completely new way. Let's start with something simple but shocking. Your thoughts are not facts. Every day, we think around 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts, and most of them are repetitive. Some are positive, but many are full of fear, doubt, and judgment. Now, here's the real problem. We believe those thoughts. When your mind says, "You're not good enough," or "You'll fail again," you accept it as truth. But Joseph Nguyen explains that the real cause of suffering isn't what happens to us, it's how we interpret what happens. In other words, it's not the event, it's the story your mind tells about it. Most people live their entire lives thinking they are their thoughts. But think about this. When you watch clouds pass across the sky, you don't say, "I am the cloud." You just observe it, right? Your thoughts are the same. They come and go like clouds. But you are the sky, the awareness behind them. Once you understand this, something magical happens. You stop being controlled by your mind. You start to observe it instead of being dragged by it. The mind's job is to protect you. It's always predicting, comparing, analyzing, and preparing for danger. That's useful for survival, but not so great for peace of mind. For example, imagine you send a message to a friend and they don't reply. Your mind instantly jumps in. They're ignoring me. Maybe I did something wrong. They don't like me anymore. Suddenly, anxiety kicks in. But notice, nothing actually happened. The suffering came from your interpretation. This is what Joseph Nguyen calls self-created suffering. We're not suffering because of the world. We're suffering because we believe what our thoughts tell us about the world. So how do we stop this mental chaos? By learning to observe our thoughts instead of believing them. Imagine your thoughts as people talking loudly in a room. You can either argue with them all day or sit quietly and just listen, realizing you don't have to respond. This is what mindfulness really means, being aware of your thoughts without getting lost in them. The author reminds us, you can't stop your mind from thinking, but you can stop identifying with every thought it produces. That's freedom. Another key message from this book is about the present moment. Most of our thoughts are either about the past, regrets, guilt, or the future, worries, expectations. But peace exists only here and now. When you bring your focus back to the present, even for a few seconds, your mind quiets down, your breathing slows down, your body relaxes. This is not just spiritual talk, it's science. When you stay present, your brain's stress response decreases, your attention improves, and your mood becomes stable. So next time your mind starts overthinking, simply ask yourself, where am I right now? That question alone can pull you back to peace. What I personally love about Don't Believe Everything You Think is how it gives power back to you. It doesn't ask you to control every thought. That's impossible. Instead, it asks you to become aware, to realize that thoughts are temporary, not the truth. When I applied this idea in my own life, I noticed something amazing. Moments that used to make me anxious started feeling lighter because I realized it's not life that's stressful. It's my thoughts about life that make it stressful. And when you start seeing that difference, you start living with more clarity, confidence, and peace. So here's the bottom line. Your thoughts will never stop, but your suffering can. The moment you stop believing everything your mind says, you step into true freedom. You realize peace was never gone. It was just buried under too much thinking. If you found this message powerful, share it with someone who overthinks. They might need to hear this today. And if you love books that change the way you see yourself and life, make sure to subscribe for more summaries like this.